I'd rather be with you. Yeah.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Good Vibes Radio. As every day, I'm interviewing an entrepreneur that I love from the family. And today I am with Maxime, who created Spacefield. You can ask all of your questions in the chat, and we will be happy to answer it. So, Maxime, how do you feel?
I feel quite great. Thank you for having me today. Really happy to be able to chat with you and talk about Spacefield, about crisis, about everything that can give us good vibes.
Yeah, exactly. That's the main purpose of Good Vibes. So, what is Spacefield all about?
So we are a logistics company. We work in the logistics industry, and basically our mission is really to make European supply chains fully flexible. Concretely, we are building the largest European warehousing network powered by software.
All right.
Yeah.
And as of today, there are more than 3,000 warehouses.
Exactly. In a very concrete way, we allow companies, like very industrial companies or retailers, to book warehousing space over more than 3,000 warehouses, then to manage their stocks through our software interface, and then to optimize their network of warehousing, just like they would do for cloud storage with Amazon Web Services, but they do it with physical products.
Okay, but we are not talking about e-commerce products.
No, it's really industrial, like pallets, containers, this kind of stuff. Really like raw materials, semi-finished goods, all the things that you only hear about but you never see. That's really what we are doing.
So give me just a big picture right now of some KPIs to understand where at what point in the company you are right now.
So we started the company a bit less than 2 years ago, in June 2018, with my two co-founders, Quentin and Gustave. They are both engineers. And now we are 25 people. We have a bit more than 150 customers, 3,000 warehouses in different countries, but mainly in France at the moment. And in terms of revenues, we are between 3 and 6 million yearly revenues at the moment.
Okay, and basically, if I understand it well, I'm a customer. Yeah. I have a lot of I don't know. I have wood.
Yeah.
To put it like I have to stock this wood for a certain period of time. Let's say 6 months.
Yeah.
I don't know where to go. I go on Spacefield, and you take care of everything for me. So I pay Spacefield.
Exactly. We are like your digital logistics provider, and we rely on traditional logistics providers. We call them 3PLs that manage warehouses, and they do everything. We've been onboarding them on platform, meeting them, looking at all the requirements of their warehouses, and then we manage everything. We say we give access to the broadest network in Europe. We help managing through the most powerful software that you can have for this kind of service, and we give you access to our own consultants, our own people that help you manage your goods on day-to-day basis and optimize your flows.
And if I am if I have a warehouse, I mean, you make me gain some money because you fill in my warehouse.
Yeah, exactly. We are both a partner and a customer to the warehouses in our ecosystem. A partner because we give them money. Sometimes we represent as much as 30-40% of the revenues of some of our partners. But we're also customers, and we are the best customer to them because we manage so many contracts, so many different contracts with our customers, that we are the main logistics, the main customer in terms of number of contracts in France of the logistics companies. Like there is no other company in France that has so many as many outsourced contracts in logistics as we are managing. So we know all the processes. We make everything very streamlined, very fast, very easy for the warehouses. So they make more margin also on all the contracts they manage with us.
So how hard is it? I mean, is it hard to convince warehouses, or do you have to select actually and to be hard on the selection of the warehouses?
Yeah, we have to be very hard on the selection of warehouses because every day we have dozens of warehouses that want to join our network. And it's also the quality we're going to be able to deliver to our end customer, because it's all about trust in the logistics industry. Like some customers even say we are working with Spacefill despite you are a startup. There is no like POC, proof of concept in logistics. You are directly managing thousands of euros of goods, and you have to do it in the right way.
Yeah.
So we have to select them. But the thing that is great by selecting them is that we meet them, and we meet all the directors of the warehouses, and they are like CEOs of their own companies. We speak the same language, and they're really totally aligned with us. So that's really great.
Most of the time they are old people. I mean, I guess old. They are older than you, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
And they wouldn't trust a startup, a young startup. So how do you convince them?
Yeah, actually, when we started with Quentin and Gustave, the first question they would ask us is, "Guys, are you interns in your company?" And we were like, "No, we are actually building this company." First thing is, I come from a logistics family. My grandfather, my father are entrepreneurs in the logistics area. They started a company 40 years ago.
What does it mean? They had a warehouse themselves?
Yeah, they are operating warehouses all over France. And so I used to go to the warehouses. I know what it looks like. I used to make money when I was a kid in the warehouses.
What were you doing?
Just transporting boxes, and helping and like cleaning the warehouse, this kind of stuff, to make a small money for holidays.
So you belong to this world in a way.
Exactly. I know what it means. And I was fond of it, and there was this problem that there was a new space in the warehouses of the family company, and for me it was obvious that there were so many other companies that had this problem. So that's why we managed to get warehouses in our network. And as for other companies, our customers, they don't have visibility. It's very opaque market, and they don't have visibility over what's available. And plus, it's a very fragmented market. So when you're working with a warehouse or with a logistics provider, you have to adapt to the network of this logistics provider. And it's limited because it's a lot of capital to deploy in it and to build a network. So when they work with us, they can directly build a very large and flexible network over tens of locations if they want.
What happened? What has been happening during the crisis for Spacefield, and what have you seen within your industry with COVID-19?
With our industry, so the industry was obviously impacted a lot. First, some companies, like in the food and beverage sector, for example, obviously they had to deliver more and more products to shops and to retailers so that every one of us could keep on living. So the logistics industry did a tremendous job. Like all the people in the warehouses, all the people in the transportation industries, they kept going to work every single day while everyone else was stuck in house. So they did a tremendous job. That was incredible what they did, and they had to adapt first. Like in 3 days, they had to find the best solutions to have masks, to put special measures, etc., to work and to keep on delivering on higher paces. The retailers.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, during these times, we've been counting a lot on the logistic for the food, for everything, economically, for everything,
for drugs, etc.
And have they been like relying more on Spacefield during these times?
Yeah, not logistics providers, but a lot of companies came to us and said, okay, we have this problem. We were in just-in-time mode, and now the premise that we don't have stocks because harbors in China were closed in February. There were the strikes in January, so we have a big problem. Plus now there is the COVID crisis. We didn't expect that many problems, and so they had to shut down factories. They had to shut down warehouses. They had to shut down distribution sites. And now they were trying to think about what's going to happen next. So for a lot of companies, it's the end of just in time. Okay, we will have to we will have to put some money aside to finance stocks, but it's for the good cause. We cannot, we can no longer stop our entire factories. So they are working with us to build a network of security stocks. They're also thinking about how to deliver customer faster. So how to put your goods closer to the end customer. And it's no longer possible to have one warehouse in the center of Europe and to have trucks that go to every single distribution point. It's much better and smarter and also cheaper and greener to have a few distribution spots, like 5 or 8 or 10 in Europe or in France, to be able to distribute goods to customer faster.
Yeah, to have it all over the territories.
Exactly.
Okay. And tell me more about the very beginning of Spacefield. Like, how did it all started?
Yeah, so it really started. It was our last year in school. So I was in business school, and my 2 other co-founders were in engineering school. And I had this program where the last 6 months of the masters, you can do whatever you want, like working in a startup or building your own company. So that's what we did. And we started Spacefill at this moment. And we were like, okay, guys, we have one fear, is to build something that no one will care about, with no customers, and just building a fake startup just for having a TechCrunch press release. So we really built an Excel spreadsheet with all the different warehouses we had been able to interview before. And I put my credit card in Google Ads, with a limit, obviously, because I was still a student, so it was hard to do that. It was a hard move. And then we started just getting on the landing page leads of potential customers. It could be any kind of customer. It could be the first customer was food complements, and they wanted to stock their food complements because they had an overproduction. And they wanted it for 6 months, and they just called me on my cell phone and said, okay, I want a warehouse. And I was like, wow, okay, yes, let's do this. What are the information? And you don't have all the information. And so you have to call back 3 or 4 times. But they understand because you say you're starting out, etc. And my co-founder used to take the Excel spreadsheets and call basically everyone in the area, plus go on Google Maps, on every single website they could find, plus ask the people, do you know someone that could help us? And this is how basically we started. And meanwhile, we were in the Fredlink office, another startup in the logistics industry at the family.
Totally. And what did you learn from being inside the office?
What a startup looks like, basically, when you're more than 5 people, because we were all. It was our first real professional experience. We had done internships before, but not in this kind of company. So first, how it works, and then how to focus on customers, like just listen to customers. They had so many people on the phone talking to customers and to partners all day long. It was crazy. And this really influenced us. And also on, like, do not build a product that no one cares about before you make that much money.
What they want. And you have money, of course.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Money from the customer, I mean.
Yeah,
like you have sold to them.
Yeah.
And you know what they want to buy.
So, yeah. And there are a lot of similarities between you and Fredlink. The focus on the sales and the logistic focus. And do you work together? Do you collaborate together?
Yeah, it was sometimes, as mutual customers and also partners.
Okay.
But not that much, but we'll still sometimes have lunch
Mm.
together.
So would you say that the culture of Spacefield is really focused on sailing? So sailing, I guess, I mean, it means also being together in the same room. Remote must have been not your favorite moment.
It was something when we didn't want to do before the crisis. We would say to all the people in the team, before 30 people, culture is so important. We must be in the same room. We must know each other. We must listen to each other. We have a very old tradition, since it's a very salesy tradition, so nothing was written down, or almost. And everyone was just chatting, sharing experience, and it was great. There was a lot of emulation in the team. So obviously, it was a step to make. But with all the tools we had, all the processes that we had in our product, it was a bit easier. However, now we have reopened a part of our office for salespeople to come back, to bond with each other, for teams just to go one day in the office and have the office just for them for the day, and just talk with each other and not being alone with an internet phone that does not work because you have a lousy connection. So yeah, that was really a challenge.
So would you say that these times taught you that you had to start writing down your culture?
Yeah, that was really something really important for us. We started writing down things. We started doing office hours like you do at the Family with Entrepreneurs. We did the same thing with all the C-levels in the company, doing office hours on, I don't know, marketing strategy, customer pitch, all this kind of stuff, so that teams could still have the information, and we recorded them, we shared them internally, this kind of stuff. And we also had to make a very conscious move towards our managers and C-levels, because we were kind of like, you know, the Rousseau social contract, when there is no law and there is no decider, like it's the natural state and nothing up. It's the chaos, and it was like this in the company, but we were a small team, all in the same place. We're very aligned. With the remote, we had to set up laws and systems, and we had to declare in front of everyone who is the decider. Because if you have no decider but laws, it's everyone optimizes for their own goods. It's human. And if you have deciders but no law, it's dictatorship, and it doesn't work when you are in remote. So we had to set up laws in a written form, and we had made before a work on our values and everything, and we wrote down rules to work together, our values. We wrote them down in a very
so what are the rules?
The rules,
for instance,
is how to do a meeting, how to do a 1-1 performance review, is how to call for a meeting, because when we have a very young team, I would say, like average age is like 28, 29. So a lot of people were not I've never been in a big company before. Like meetings were just informal things. Okay, can you have 15 minutes to do that? And now it's like, oh, I don't want to disturb you because you are in remote. Can we have a meeting in 4 days? And I was like, in 4 days? Like it's so long, and you have to train people, and you have to have also people inside your company that have the courage to be also leaders at their level in the teams. And we didn't have middle management at Spacefield because it was not required. So we had to empower people to be their real team leaders, and to be also mentors for those that did not manage to do so.
So a lot of things are changing. Basically, you're growing out of this experience.
Yeah, it's really, really great. Like what we understood, that people value a lot all hands meeting we have at Spacefield. We used to have a weekly all hands meeting on different topics that can kill the company. We call them company killers or growth limiters, things that are stopping us from growing, and also KPIs. And it's very valuable. I didn't realize how much valuable it was until remote, and until people came to me and said, oh, there is no weekly remote today. because we were 2 minutes late. And so we're going to keep that and to record them, to do it by video conferencing, so that everyone that comes in the company later can have access to all the different weekly all ends every single week and see the progression of the company and the growth of the company. Because there is something, we recruited 4 people during the crisis, and something that struck me is that they accept the company as it is when they arrive in the company. They don't see all the legacy. And they try to, and they start understanding it after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, etc. And after talking with people, and I want to share with them where we were 6 months ago, where we were 12 months ago, so they can see the journey,
yes,
and the progression. And so this is something that we've learned that's a bit crazy. I didn't realize before.
You have some women in your team, even though we're in logistic. How many women are part of it?
7. Yeah, there are 7 out of the 25. It was something in the beginning was a problem, because until we were 10 people. We were only guys, only male, and we were kind of worried with that, because we're in the logistics industry. It's a very male profession, and it's quite not that sexy when you're thinking about it. So we really made a conscious effort to get women in the team, to have more diversity in our team, and to have also young people and experienced people, even though it's still something we're working on at the moment. And people from the logistics industry and people not from the logistics industry. And this is very, very important for us, just to have different ideas, different viewpoints.
You are Maxime, you are recruiting right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're recruiting a lot of people, in most of all in the tech team, to join our tech team led by Stéphane, with really experience. He's 20 years experience in software development, used to work at a cloud provider. And we're recruiting also for roles in sales and in logistics at the moment, because everything is quite good, and we're happy.
Where do you want to go, and how do you see the impact of COVID on your business within the next 6 months?
So we had to refocus on something during this crisis. We didn't want to push customers to buy because they were in crisis mode. We really wanted to add value to them and to be present for them, and to try to give our visibility over the market, to share it with our customers, to build long-term relationship with them. So we decided really to focus on our core value proposition and how to improve our value proposition during this crisis. During the crisis, the team shipped 2 new products. We shipped one software product and 1 insurance product just during this crisis for our customers. And that's really what we're focusing on at the moment. How to be more relevant towards our customers and bring them more value, more long-term relationships, and how to be more relevant towards our warehousing partners, how to make sure that those who have not worked with us for the moment will still stay in the longer term with us, that we'll be able to deliver them value, to deliver them visibility on how to improve their processes, improve their margins, improve their recruiting capacities, etc., etc., etc. That's really the main focus. And there is something also internally, is that I realized that everyone is kind of talking about the product market fit that you have to get in order to start growing. And there is something that was really hard for me, is what we call internally the team maturity / company maturity fit. Is really, teams are not growing at the same times in the company. And we were very sales driven in the early days. And like the sales team has been really, really maturing very, very fast. And we have best-in-class processes in the sales team now. Of course, a lot of things to do, but we have really good processes. However, we're not a product-focused or a tech-focused company from day one. And it takes a long time to set up a very strong and resilient tech infrastructure. And we've been doing that for only 12 to 14 months. So it was kind of difficult to have to make the team realize that it's normal that the tech and product is a bit behind the sales maturity, but this is why we decided investing so long ago in this team, so that it can be like the major point of the company in a few months or in a few years.
Today, the product itself, I mean,
yeah.
It's not that techy for me as a customer, as a potential customer. I go on your platform, you call me, you tell me, Alice, it's good, you can stock your inventory, and I am happy. And now what you want to do is to make the warehouse be totally fully independent on using the platform on their own, knowing that they are not tech savvy.
Yeah, exactly.
At all.
No. Like, they are using Excel spreadsheets, even fax, a lot of phone calls, text messages.
So how will you make them adopt your product?
So really, we try to adapt to the way they are doing business now. We take the complexity into our processes and to our product, and this is where our teams have to be very smart. Is our product, we focus on the booking phase. We help you find the best space. Then we help you manage it through our software. But it's for the customer. Then it has to integrate with the warehouse's processes. And there are different maturity levels in terms of IT capacity within the different warehouse providers we work with. So the one that work with Excel spreadsheets, we try to help them have better models in Excel and integrate better with our software. Those who have software, we integrate with their software, so we can make information more relevant and easier to transmit to the customer. That's what we are trying to do. When we're raising funds in the beginning of Spacefield, a lot of VC were like, okay, so you have now, with this money, you can integrate with every single software that is existing. Of course, we would like to do that in the very, 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 very long term. But for the moment, where is the value for the customer? The value is not in integrating with every single software provider. The value is really into getting customers happy and getting customers happy successively across a long period of time, so they stay with us for 10, 15 years.
We have a question from Gauthier. He's asking for your CRM tool. What do you use?
Yeah. So that's something we learned from Fredlink. I will not share how they do it, but you have to have very good tools internally, and that's really important. We have different CRMs for marketing, for sales, and then our own CRM. We created our own CRM, and the majority of our product efforts are focused on this CRM. That's because what we are building is a network of warehouses, and we must be able to manage this network and very perfectly in order to deliver our value proposition to our customers. And then for our teams internally, and to be able to use this data and this visibility we have, we use Pipedrive for our sales team, and HubSpot for our marketing team. And every single CRM is connected with each other, but it's just the interface that you want to give to your team that changes. But everyone is plugged onto the same databases that we share internally. It's easier also to make to get KPIs.
And it's the biggest database of warehouses in France, because
in Europe. In Europe, like, teams have been doing an incredible effort on that. But it's not only a database, it's really how we manage relationships with the director of this particular warehouse, with the commercial director of this specific logistics company, with the admin person of this specific warehouse, and how we are going to adapt the way we talk with them, we work with them.
You talked about insurance. Are you the one who covers the cost of the insurance? Is it your responsibility?
Yeah. So that was really the journey of Spacefill. going from less responsibility to show that there is product market fit to more responsibility to get to more important contracts and to better relationships with our customers. In the beginning, we were only matchmakers. Now we are taking care of contracts, of billing. We built an insurance product with a big insurer in France, so that we take the whole responsibility of the inventory of our customers. And if there is a problem, it's Spacefield that would manage everything and the whole relationship, and it will make life easier both for the warehouse and for the end customer. So yeah.
So cool, so cool. Who apart from Fredlink, who do you enjoy talking with? You can call him or her on the phone and feel comfortable sharing all of your doubts among the entrepreneurs that you may know, may they be within the family or not. Huh?
Yeah. So there are many people that have helped us at the family. We are very close to Balthazar and Matthias, who have helped us a lot in our journey. As for other entrepreneurs, Thomas from Trusk is also helping us and is in the logistics industry and at the family.
Do you work with Thomas from Trusk or not?
We've helped him find his former warehouse.
Okay, cool.
But we do not work that much together.
Yeah, because
we will more. Yeah, because
it's still small. What is driving the goods? I mean.
Yeah, obviously, and we are really focused on the warehousing part for the moment, and we really want to do one thing and to do it really well. There are lots of customers that want to work with us, and we just say, guys, we cannot do that. Otherwise, in 3 months, you will tell everyone that we are bad, and we do not want that. And that's something that was really hard to transmit to the whole team, but that is now deeply ingrained in the Spacefield culture.
Gauthier is still asking another tool about acquisition and customer care.
Yeah, so for customer care, this is something that we have to work more on. But the fact that we work on industrial logistics means that we have not a lot of problematics. So it's really easier for us. But we work a bit with Zendesk. But the problem is that when you have too many tools, it becomes very complex, and you have to try to get them into your product. That's but the majority of our product is really internal. Like it's things we have built internally. How to transmit information to our partners, how to get feedback from them and feedback on them internally, how to build the best networks, because it's not only find a warehouse here. It's not like eBay. Like I am looking for a warehouse for this product. It seems very simple, but it's not like that. It's sometimes how you are going to put a warehouse there, and there to optimize for many delivery points and many kinds of products. So it's like a Google Doc internally.
And that leads me to a question like, what makes you happy every day on this mission? Like, what is the main purpose? I can understand that it's a family thing because you grew up in a warehouse. But what's the big vision with Spacefield? How do you change the world, Maxime?
That's a very big question. That basically, really, our mission is to make these supply chain flexible. The problem is that when you are a big company, it's easy, and it's not even that easy to invest in a warehouse, to set up the warehouse, to invest in a new software, to recruit people, to train them, etc., and to invest several dozens million euros in your warehouse. And you can have networks with 20, 30 warehouses and factories all over Europe. That's something you can build because you have the capacity to do that, the financial capacity. When you are an SMB or even a company that's doing 100 million turnover, it's not that easy to build a scalable and flexible logistics network. That's really, really hard, and that's a very important cost center. I believe we are transitioning to a post-fixed cost economy, and really, why would you rent or buy a warehouse when you could build some a logistic network that is much more flexible, much cheaper, and also that you can change like that? And if you have, if your products sell much less in some area, you just cut it and you transfer it to another area. If you have transportation from one point to multiple points, why not create a network of different transportation routes? That's really what drives us. My two co-founders are both engineers, data scientists. That's really what they want. That one they want to build.
And we can see the direct impact on the ecology, on independence. Exactly. Also, Raphael from Totem was talking a lot about logistics, and he was saying that it's easy to build an e-commerce website. Well, you're not dealing with the e-commerce product, but the logistic behind is the same. But it's really hard to move the boxes every day and to send it. And he was saying the alternative today to what exists in terms of logistics is to put your product on Amazon, and you don't control the whole experience, the shipping experience for your customer. It's not made as exactly you want it to be made, and so we still need some improvement and some innovation in the logistic industry.
And the problem is that it's not due to logistics companies. It's just the way they expanded and they grew historically. Historically, they started as small transportation companies, and then they expanded into bigger transportation companies. And then they had the opportunity to invest in a warehouse and to store goods for their customer in a particular region. They settled in this region. They got more warehouses in this small region, but like they stay in the south of France or they stay in the north of France. And so they are very limited, the number of logistics providers that cover the whole national territory or the whole European territory. Like you can count them on your hands. Okay. It's the way they have been developed. And when you are a small SMB in the south of France and the majority of your customer in the south of France, it's easier to stay with the logistics provider just in the south of France. But opening a market in the north, you have to do marketing, you have to do logistics. With Spacefield, you just have to do marketing.
You make it easier, way easier.
Exactly.
All right. Another question: what is the biggest challenge for Spacefield for the coming year? And how will you manage to overcome it?
That's a very, very big question, actually. But obviously, it's interesting. There is obviously not one single answer. Internally, it's how can we grow as a team, keep our culture, keep our value, because we are very we are growing and we are a VC-backed company. So obviously, we are looking for growth, even though COVID crisis is reshuffling things. But one of our core value is really value before money. How do you bring value to partners? How do you create value for a customer before just thinking about pure margin? That's something that we have to keep, because if we are only looking at KPIs, then okay, how much is take rate? How much are revenues? And you have to move this from 20% for next month. That's one big challenge. How then, when you're having more and more people in your team, do you keep some values like courage, like we have communication as a duty? Is really like, if you think there is a problem, or if you think there is a problem in the team or in a process or in anything, you should tell it. If you just complain about it, then you have to go to another company, because that's not going to work with us. And we don't have a problem with that, and you shouldn't. But that's really the main challenge internally, and how to get people that are better than us. That's really, really important. And also, there are some people in the team, they just join, and we are putting them in interviews, and it's really hard for them just to say, okay, not to think I want to hire people that are not better than me. It's you have to change their mindset and say, okay, you cannot hire someone that is not better than you. and that's really, really hard to do. So internally, this is the main challenge, and externally is how to make this transition from a sales first company to a product first company, even though our product is getting stronger and stronger. But how do you do that? And you scale it. That's a very broad answer, but that's my best.
Great, Maxime. It was an amazing moment. It's already 1 p.m. I would love to ask you two last questions. The first one is, what's your daily routine? What do you do to keep your energy up?
Yeah, so my daily routine in the office is very different from the daily routine I have now. I've been quite influenced by the CEO of Fredlink in the office and by Jean-Charles Samuelian from Alan in remote. In the office, first thing is really to try and spend first 30 minutes of the day with the people around the team, just see them, talk to them, and it's incredible how chit chat in this context can help. Plus, when there are more people in the team, so I'm just 25 years old, and everyone in the team is basically older than I am. But when you have new people joining the team, I'm more seen as the CEO rather than Maxime, and I don't want this to be a problem. So that keeps people very close to each other. And now in remote, my day is much more organized. Every single day we start by a co-founder meeting, 30 minutes, just talked with each other about any random subject, and then last 10 minutes about priorities for the day. Then the whole morning is no call, no meeting, nothing, just focus time on something that is really important for the business. Then 1 hour, it's either office hour, one-on-one with someone from the team or whatever. And during the afternoon, it's meetings with potential customers, existing customers, partners, etc., and trying to do a lot of run. I have a list. I must get at the end of this list, get to 0 inbox by the end of the day, and that's how I manage it.
Okay, cool. Good. Where do you listen? What's your favorite music right now?
Favorite music right now is I hope people will not judge me, but I cannot get the Say So music out of my mind.
Nobody judge you.
Yeah, I cannot get the Say So music out of my mind at the moment. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I live with teenagers at the moment and they are listening to it and on TikTok all day long. But that's
what is it?
I could not sing it, but like it's the music on TikTok, or like you see everyone dancing on it.
Attends. I think I see.
Well, I can share the link with you afterwards if you want.
Yeah, because I love to actually end the interview on the music, just on a song.
Okay.
I know. I'm gonna find it. Maybe it is. This is the top of the music on TikTok, but I don't think it's this one.
No, it's not this one. I can find another one if you want.
Yes.
At the moment, really, I really like If You Stay.
Okay.
The Alex Hepburn.
If You Stay, Alex Hepburn. Let's listen to this. And my friends, while we're listening to that,
What you say?
oh, that's beautiful.
What you say? What you do? What you think?
It was a pleasure, Maxime.
Yeah, for me too.
Everybody, you can go to networking and chat roulette with people that have been attending this moment together, and why not connecting? Why not starting a new business and enjoying? Thank you, Maxime.
Thank you, Liz.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.